I started this operation roughly about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to do something to not only raise awareness about what veterans are, the issues veterans face, and not just my generation, but every generation of veterans. But I also wanted to do something for the Gold Star families, and everybody told me that I was overshadowing myself, I was overreaching, I was trying to do too much, but us as veterans, we're taught to do a lot at one time and adapt and overcome and just get over with it. Like the old military saying, embracing the suck. But that's when I came up with the idea that I wanted to paddleboard down to Mississippi. And originally, ironically, we were going to kayak. But a mentor of mine, Josh Collins, that was a actual Delta Force operator in the United States Army, he paddleboarded from Corpus Christi, Texas, all the way up to the Statue of Liberty about a year and a half ago now. And he basically told me, he was like, Dan, you're a vet. Have it set on you, do something harder. So that's when we decided to do paddleboards. It's been an interesting trip so far, because I had no grand illusion that we were gonna help thousands of people. But my idea in my heart was, just like I told my wife when I started this, was that if we can reach one veteran or one veteran family and make things better for them and get them out of that rut, 2,300 miles is nothing to us. It was all worthwhile. And that's why little things like the fundraising part of it for the 3 nonprofits we're paddling for, the trip is solely based out of our pockets. We pay for the flags, minus a few sponsored flags, all the fuel, everything like that. We're paying because we want all of the funds to go back to the nonprofits, in turn helping our brothers and sisters that are having issues out there, that can't get the help through the VA, that go through programs that Mission 22 and other nonprofits out there that are alternative treatments instead of the typical VA cocktail of, hey, here's some Xanax, here's some Zoloft, here's some Ambien, let's keep medicating, let's get to the root of the problem. But I think one thing that has really become important to me with this is the flags. I originally had 44 of these flags made, and collectively they have roughly just under 6,900 initials on them. And that, when we're done, every service member that has been killed in direct combat or support operations anywhere on this planet since 9/11 for the global war on terrorism will be honored along the Mississippi. And what we've been doing is dedicating them at either city halls, VFWs, American Legions, or big supporters of veterans in the community. So today, what I wanted to do was dedicate both one to the St. Louis VFW and to the Cottage Hills VFW. And basically, when we're done, this is when we're done, we're gonna basically make this map for the Gold Star families that go on there. So if they can find their daughter, their son, and say, hey, listen, I wanna go see this flag. And it's at this point on the Mississippi, or somebody in their family that can do this. So it was really, this has sort of become like my sort of like live stream that keeps me going some days, because I'm not gonna lie to you, there's days I do want to give up. There's days when I'm getting beat down by 20 mile an hour headwind that is just utterly making my body fall apart and want to just pass out right in the middle of the river. But when I meet Gold Star families like we did in St. Paul, and we also got to meet a White Star family, which if not a lot of people understand the term White Star either, is a family that has a service member in their family that has committed suicide. And we got to spend a day with both White Star and the Gold Star family in St. Paul, and that's truly what's kept me going. And then meeting people like you guys that actually support this operation want to help veterans together. Because just like I was talking to the gentleman back a little bit ago, we are so much stronger together. You know, no matter what the generation is, no matter what years you served or how long you served, whether you're a 20-year vet or you served 2 years, you're still a veteran. You're still part of the 1% in this country that decided to stand up for it. You know, and we are so much stronger together. And so it really means the world to me, just the group of people that came out today to support this. So if I can get a representative from the St. Louis Post up here so I can dedicate this flag to them.
Gary, you and Mom.
Gary, go ahead.
This,
Rich.
and I apologize, guys. The one thing I have to do is when we actually come back through, we're actually south of Davenport right now. We get a little bit more beat up by the weather than we thought, and injuries, because I'm the old man of the group. We'll also have a little plate to put underneath of it, and it basically says who sponsored this flag and everything. Because one way or another, you know, somebody, you know, either donated or helped, you know, fund to getting this flag made and stuff. So I'll make sure that you guys get that as well too.
Right.
But this flag is actually Flag 2 of 2006, and it has 155 initials on it that will, in my eyes, be protected by this post now. You know, so I'd like to dedicate this flag to the St. Louis Post. And guys, I really appreciate you accepting this.
We appreciate the honors here.
Thank you. And then if I can get the Cottage Hills Post up. And the same thing, guys, this is 155 initials from Flag 2 of 2007. And these are service members that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Whether they were killed in direct combat operations, you know, injuries, you know, and what a lot of people don't realize too is even like you take one of our team members that when he was in Afghanistan was affected by E. coli, you know, and that's a life-altering disease. And who knows, it might have been just something bad, but it might have been somebody that intentionally put it in his water over there. You know, you never know. But these are service members that, in my heart, just like every other era, deserve the ultimate praise. So, guys, I'd like to dedicate this flag to you guys.
Thank you very much.
But we'll be here for a little bit, guys. We have a representative from Mission 22. Justin, if you want to come up real quick and tell them about Mission 22. The three, just so everybody understands, there's three organizations that we're paddling for. One is Mission 22, and it's an awareness, and they also do they help with alternative treatments out there. They're also huge. One thing that's become huge, especially in my generation of veterans, is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's become a way of sort of a release of combat-related stress injuries. Then and that was like one of the first steps. We make people aware of veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq, and we make them aware of the situations that they're dealing with, you know, and from TBI, PTSD, you know, anxiety disorders, stuff like that. And then we, you know, also moved into, I wanted to bring a team on that was, you know, a very proactive team, and that's when I linked up with a group called Veterans Adventure Group. And what they do is they take veterans and try to get them back into that chaotic environment, because that's the one thing that a lot of us veterans, whether you are a combat veteran or a non-combat veteran, the one thing we are all trained to do is thrive in chaos. You know, that's what the foundation of most of our training is. And that's what Veterans Adventure Group does, is they have a skydiving team, they have a caving team, they have a mountaineering team, they have a scuba diving team, and then they just have an endurance team that does like a lot of endurance activities. And then the final piece of the puzzle that I brought on board was Operation 300. And what Operation 300 does is when Aaron Vaughn, he was a member of SEAL Team 6. He was killed in Afghanistan, and after his body came back and they had his memorial, his sister sat there and looked at his kids and was just like, okay, who is going to help these kids grow up in life? Who's going to help them, teach them how to fish, teach them how to hunt, if they want to learn how to sail a boat or, even drive a boat, who's going to teach them things like that? So that's when they came up with the Operation 300 camp, where, multiple times a year, and they're actually having one right now, where they actually bring Gold Star children in and the mothers, and volunteers are not there to replace the fathers, but act as a mentor and teach them things, that their fathers would teach them. So if you look at the operation itself, it's a 360 circle, of how we can make aware, how we can make better, and how we can pay respects to our fallen comrades. And so, it's, and we, unfortunately, my other team member, his girlfriend is leaving for Africa, so he had to see her because she was up in Iowa City, so I apologize that he couldn't be here, but I totally understand that. I'd be in the same boat, guys. But I do have a representative from Mission 22, and Justin, if you can just tell them a little bit more about Mission 22, I'd love that. Thanks, guys.
First, I want to say thanks to everyone here for their service. Mission 22 is a nonprofit organization that combats veteran suicide. So the VA has basically said 20 veterans commit suicide every day due to post-traumatic stress disorder. We all know there's a lot more than that. We want to make that 0. So we have, first, awareness. We have our website, we have shirts, hats, we do social media, to just get people aware of the problems that veterans face after doing combat. We have several different treatment programs. I do have some flyers over here that on the back that it tells a little bit about each and every one of our programs that can help the veterans cope with the war after war. We have started a program, it's called the Ambassador Program. Right now we're about 3,000 ambassadors all over the United States, and all of us in different states combine together as a whole to help fight this war. We do events, we create an information booth, we reach out to people, and a lot of us even talk with veterans on a one-on-one basis just to be there for them. We're a support system. We're there because you guys have gone overseas, you've been in our military, you fought for us to be able to sit around and watch TV, like the Cowboys game is going to be in a little while. I'm going to watch that because you guys were able to take that sacrifice for me. And so this is the least I can do, is to step up and to help you guys after your tour has ended. I love this organization. We do everything for our vets, and I'm going to continue to do it and help fight with you guys.
Thanks, Josh. Again, guys, I just wanted, the biggest part for me is the participation, and I was talking to a gentleman here, and it's just like, to sit there and, you have some people that want to participate, and then you have groups like this that really want to go above and beyond and really participate. So it means, again, it means the world to me. I'm going to be here until probably about like 2 o'clock today. So if anybody wants to find out any more information about the operation or some of the nonprofits that we're paddling for, I'll be here. And also, we'll actually be coming through St. Louis probably towards the closer of the end of the week, if everything works well in our favor with weather and everything. And if you guys want to link up again, just let me know, and we'll set something up. But again, guys, I thank you so much for coming out. Thanks.